Welcome to Metroid Theories, where I talk about the Metroid series. Yesterday, I shared several details that stood out to me during Metroid Prime 4 Beyond's second trailer. Today, I'll continue with several more details. I'll begin with the name of the planet View Rose. This name contains the word view. View is defined as an instance of seeing or beholding. Rose, however, doesn't appear to have any meaning. Retro Studios has used Greek references in the past, so I decided to explore the Greek language. Words similar to view rose are eros, hydros, and even ros as a suffix. If rose is being treated as a suffix, then the name of the planet could mean tending to view, or actively viewing. This would align with hinting that Samus's psychic abilities awakening. Next, I want to consider something I noticed yesterday. In these two images, Samus can be seen coming from a portal. The image on the left shows Samus standing in front of a portal. This is different from what's shown in the image on the right. In the image on the left, Samus's visor is purple, so it appears that she already has her psychic abilities. When did she acquire these abilities? If the first image indicates that Samus has just arrived to View Rose, then she must have acquired them prior. The portal on the left is open, and Samus isn't seen dropping down like she is in the image on the right, where the portal closes. In the left image, Samus's visor is purple, so she has psychic abilities, and when you compare these next images, the image on the right is just the one on the left from her perspective. It's the same landscape. This would also suggest that Samus possesses the psychic beam, but it's unclear on whether or not she possesses any of the other psychic abilities. If you go back and look at the image on the right where Samus is coming through the portal, it appears that she might be teleporting from the alien building behind her. If you pay careful attention to her left hand, it doesn't appear to have any psychic powers. This is also true when Samus first meets the Lemurn. Either Samus acquires her telekinetic abilities there, or later. Now I want to focus on the Lemurn. The ancient Lemurn sculpture appears to be like the Lemurn figure Samus encounters. As you can see, both have 6 protrusions sprouting out from their sides of the head. There are 3 on each side of the Lemurn's head, as well as the ancient sculpture. What you'll notice, however, is that these yellow organisms Samus battles have 4, with 2 sprouting from each side. It's only when these organisms open their mouths that the mandibles act as 2 additional protrusions. I mentioned in my last video that the Lemurn has 4 arms, and this is much like the yellow organisms. I had also suggested that the Lemurn might be in a similar situation as the Reptilicus from Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Here's why. When you look at the yellow organism here, you'll notice that there's a black indentation located in the center of its head. This organism is probably a Lemurn as well, but bestial, not ethereal like the Lemurn that Samus encounters in the alien building. It's as if the bestial Lemurns have literally lost their minds, perhaps due to their lack of a psychic mote. The divide between the Lords of Science and the Primals among the Reptilicus slowly led the Primals into barbarism, becoming as savages as the predator beasts of the wild. Like the bestial Lemurns, the Reptilicus also share an indentation on their heads, 6 limbs, and barbarism. Now, I want to focus on the Metroid's location in the trailer. As you see a Metroid heading toward the camera, there are 2 space pirate destroyer ships, which is what you also see to the right of the image. It's curious as to whether or not this cutscene is occurring during Samus's time on the Galactic Federation Research Facility, rather than on View Rose, as I had originally believed. This makes sense. The glass pane that you see to the right of the Metroid can also be seen on the bottom left of the space pirate before its face takes up the entire screen. Before I end this video, I want to share a view I've been holding onto for a while. And it seems that Beyond's second trailer might be confirming it, but not in the way I imagined. When I shared my analysis yesterday on this trailer, I had noticed what appears to be a Metroid sprouting from some organism. I had also noticed this with Carvex, although I didn't care to point that out. The view I've held is that Beyond could be the end of the Metroid Prime sub-series, not in the sense of it being the end of first-person adventure Metroid games, but the end of the word Prime in the title. I am not alone in wishing that Nintendo or Retro Studios would drop the word, which I can only believe to be a marketing term. I believe that Beyond could be the end of Prime by coming full circle. Metroid Prime is where the sub-series began. It started with the Metroid mutating into Metroid Prime. Now this can happen again, if Sylux ends up becoming Metroid Prime, or even Metroid Prime. If what is shown is, in fact, Metroids being fused with other organisms, then I can see Sylux taking on this form. I've mentioned before in my previous videos that Sylux is a pseudo-Samus, just like Metroids are a pseudo-Metroid. Sylux also possesses the shock coil, which siphons energy from his targets. This plays into the idea that Sylux could be Metroid Prime.